This huge advantage for the Denver Broncos is officially back. So everybody knows that Mile High Stadium is one of the hardest places to play in all of football. From the altitude to the crowd noise, the atmosphere, the environmental conditions, everything makes it difficult for the opposing team at Mile High. But over these past few years since Peyton Manning retired, it really feels like the Broncos lost some of that home field advantage. I want to go ahead and bring in this statistic here from StatMuse. Since 2017, between 2017, the Broncos' first losing season after the Peyton Manning era, and 2022, the Nathaniel Hackett year, the Broncos had a record of 22-27 at home. The fact that the Broncos had a losing record at home in that period of time is shocking, disappointing, frustrating. The teams were not good. We all know that. I'm not here to rehash previous trauma, but rather acknowledge that home field advantage seems to be back for the Denver Broncos. Ever since Sean Payton took over as their head coach, they are 13-6 at home. And they have won 7 straight home games dating back to last season. I got another one for you. They've also shut out their opponents from the end zone at home in 3 consecutive games. They kept the Chiefs out of the end zone, their backups, in Week 18 last season. The Titans didn't score a touchdown in Week 1, and the Bengals didn't score a touchdown last night. I understand they were facing off against backups and bad football teams, but to keep your opponent out of the end zone in 3 straight home games, that is a big-time accomplishment by this Broncos defense. And the home field advantage, the atmosphere, it feels different inside Mile High Stadium. I never got to be inside the stadium during the Peyton Manning era. I didn't live in Denver at the time, but watching it on TV, it was electric in there. It really was. And I've been to every non-COVID home game since 2018 when I moved up to Colorado. And the atmosphere in those early games that I attended, it just wasn't the same, man. The crowd wasn't getting hyped up on third down like they do now or like they did back in the Peyton Manning era. It felt like they were making noise on offense. They weren't getting quiet for the offense to work when Denver was on offense. So it just felt like the home field advantage wasn't there. But ever since Sean Payton took over, the energy here in Denver has been different, and especially since last season, once we cleansed ourselves of Russell Wilson and finally got Bo Nix in here to apparently stabilize the quarterback position. We still have some question marks to be answered there, but Bo Nix last night had a great game. It feels like we're heading in the right direction there, so that's brought the fan base back, but all the hype they've gotten from the media, and even though it's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, the Broncos' struggles have mainly come on the road. At home, they've had some of their biggest wins. I mean, last season, the Atlanta Falcons game, that was an absolute blowout. You had, what else? The Indianapolis game, that was an incredible game, obviously, where the momentum shifted after Jonathan Taylor dropped the football. The Kansas City game where you got to play their backups to clinch the playoff spot. The Broncos played in some big games at home last season, and this year, they didn't play great football in Week 1, but they still came away with the dub, and last night was their most cohesive game, and being at the game, you could feel that the team was feeding off of the energy and the crowd noise. The defense was pumping up the crowd. That's just so awesome to see back here in Denver. That's what we're supposed to see. That's what it's supposed to feel like at a Broncos home game. I'll never forget 2022, the last true year of misery for the Denver Broncos. I will never forget that overtime game against Indianapolis, one of the worst games I've ever witnessed in person. Fans were exiting the stands as the Broncos were going to overtime. They were done. They had checked out. The stadium was probably only 35% full by the time that game ended. Fans were wanting to beat the traffic. We don't see that anymore. Fans weren't leaving the game in this one until the Broncos had a commanding lead, 28-3. Once they scored that last touchdown, that's when we finally started to see the stands empty a little bit. But there's no more of this prematurely leaving the game crap. The Broncos fan base is fully invested once again, and over the past few years, the Nuggets and the Avs, they've won championships. They've really kind of asserted their place here in this Denver sports landscape. But no matter what Nuggets or Avs fans will tell you, and I'm a Nuggets fan, but this is a football city. This is not a basketball city. This is not a hockey city. Well, it is a good hockey city too, and it's a good basketball city, but Denver through and through is a football city. And this town is better as a whole when the Denver Broncos are good, when the Denver Broncos are playing their best football, especially at home at Mile High. Hopefully that energy is able to remain the same as we move into our new stadium in these next few years, but I'm going to enjoy these last few years at Mile High because I believe the atmosphere at that stadium is still one of the best in football, and it's unmatched in terms of some of these other teams out there that basically have no home field advantage to speak of. So it's really, really cool to see that home field advantage is finally back for the Denver Broncos. Alright guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate it. It's not mandatory whatsoever, but if you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping the channel grow, the link is in the description below. And before we get out of here, guys, I want to tell you about the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL helmets. From small replicas like this one behind me to full-size authentic helmets, they've got it all. Again, that is code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase from Green Gridiron Helmets. Thank you so much to them. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.